Hello and welcome back to Bhavani JIIB. Today we are talking about retail banking especially made for Indian bank employees aiming to crack JIIB. In our journey through paper 4, module B, we start with the 10th unit credit and debit cards. Here we will be learning about the credit cards, evolution, types, charges of credit card, charge cards, smart cards, debit cards, co-branded and contactless cards. A purchase is complete when the price or value of purchase is paid with money or check. Similar to the check, there are other money like instruments which perform one or many of money like functions. One of those is the credit card. It is a thin plastic, usually of 3 1 by 8 inches by 2 1 by 8 inches in size. It follows the buy now, pay later concept. Here, the complete cycle of transaction involves five parties: the customer, who is the card holder, the retailer, the acquiring bank, the clearing network, and the issuing bank. The payments made through the card or cash withdrawn have to be repaid after a certain agreed period of time and also with the payment options spread over a period. Evolution of credit cards. They were issued basically to create customer loyalty and to improve customer service. These were called the courtesy cards issued by the oil companies. Next came the banker called the John Beggins, who gave the charge it card through which the customers used to make purchases from the local merchants. Next was the very famous travel and entertainment card, which was called the Diners Club card, which was mainly used for travel and entertainment. A group of card issuing banks came together called as the Interbank Card Association ICA, and this association is now known as the Mastercard. Similarly, Bank of America established Bank America Service Corporation, which now is called as Visa. We also have to look at the two systems. One is the open loop and the other one is a closed loop system. Closed loop system is where a single firm captures or processes all of the transaction data. Here, the owners contract directly with the cardholders and merchants and settle all transactions. But when it comes to open loop system, that is Visa and MasterCard, the transaction data is shared with thousands of members. The issuing bank is different from the merchant's bank, and the transaction is processed through central system that authorizes and settles the transaction. So this is about the open loop and the closed loop system. Here we need to learn the payment systems when it comes to the Indian scenario. The first and the most important one is the National Payment Corporation of India, which is called as the NPCI in short. This is an initiative of Reserve Bank of India and Indian Bankers Association, that is IBA. RuPay. RuPay is a new card payment scheme launched by NPCI, which is a domestic open loop multilateral system which will allow all Indian banks to participate in electronic payments. In RuPay, they have different variants called as the RuPay Select, RuPay Platinum, and RuPay Classic, etc. Next is the Bharat QR. Bharat QR code consists of black squares arranged in a square on white background. We would have seen this in many places where we scan these barcodes and make the payments at shops, grocery shops, etc. They usually contain the information about the merchant. Bharat QR is integrated with Bheem QR UPI. So, what is UPI? UPI is Unified Payment Interface. So, Bharat QR is specifically used for purchaser to merchant transaction. That is, you are purchasing something, you are making a payment to the merchant who is selling the goods to you. So when it comes to credit cards, we also have to have a look at the charges that are levied from time to time. The first one is the financial charges. They are payable at the monthly interest rate on all transactions, including unpaid EMI installments from the date of the transaction in the event of the cardholder not choosing not to pay his balance in full. So, in case if you're not ready to pay in full, you are supposed to pay the interest. Okay, so that is about financial charges. Next is the minimum amount due, which is also shortly called as MAD. It is calculated by adding new debits for the month, previously unpaid payments, and other charges. It is usually 5% of the statement outstanding. Maximum interest free period. So the next one is maximum interest free period, in which no interest is charged for the card balance. It is subject to the condition that there is no outstanding on the previous card dues. So there should not be any dues on the previous transactions. That is when you will be enjoying this maximum interest free period. So assume that your statement is second of every month. For example, your 2nd October statement will contain all your transactions that have been built between 3rd September and 2nd October. And you have to pay in 22 days time. But if you have made a transaction on 3rd of October, it will appear on the statement of the 2nd November, and the payment due will be 22 days thereafter. Okay. So, but if you're buying or purchasing something just before the um, due date, you still have to pay that amount on the due date. So, this is something that we need to keep in our mind. Next is the annualized percentage rate, which is called as APR. This is something which is very interesting and it is very, very important. That is, interest here will be charged for the unpaid balance as on due date and also on the subsequent purchases. For example, monthly retail interest rate is suppose say 3.1% per month. It is annually 37.2%. Similarly, cash transactions will attract an interest of 3.49% per month, which is annually 41.8%. In case of EMI cards, monthly interest of 2% is annualized to 24% per month, per year. Sorry, per year. So, this is about the APR. Next is the charge cards. A charge card account is not directly linked to a customer's account. It allows the customers to make purchases on the card until the end of the next payment cycle. The card holder has a fixed period to settle the bill in full. So he has to pay the bill in full, and it is not like a credit card where you will be able to pay the minimum amount due. So this is about charge cards. Next is the prepaid cards. Prepaid cards are issued with the objective to offer service to the unbanked audience. So here this includes a gift card or card to pay the loan, cards for students, virtual cards, etc. This also includes purchase of goods and services, including financial services and remittance facilities. Smart cards. It is similar to a credit card in size and shape, but it consists of a microprocessor chip or a memory chip, which is embedded or associated with either value or information or both. Here, the smart cards are of two types. Contact smart cards. So, it requires contact with a card reader contact list. Smart cards, which they use the NFC method. Okay, a near field method they use, a near field communication method they use. Okay, so that is about the smart card. Next is the major card that we usually come across is the debit card. It can be used to make purchases and to withdraw cash from ATMs. It offers consumers the facility to pay with own or existing funds subject to the balance available in the account. It uses the concept of buy now and pay now. banks are not permitted to issue offline debit cards, and there should be immediate debit to the customer's account where straight through processing is involved. Okay, banks also should ensure compliance with KYC, anti-money laundering while issuing these cards. Co-branding. Co-branded cards. It is a process where two or more facilities are combined in a card with added benefits. Like, for example, in airline or a hotel chain. If you can see in this picture, Swiggy is associated with a bank. So this is called as a co-branding. Co-branding helps the bank to add its card base. We have many such examples like the City Bank with Indian Oil, ICSC with HPCL, or Bank of India with Taj Hotels, etc. Next is the contactless cards. It is a faster way to pay with the credit or debit card. It is an alternative to dipping or swiping the card. You can simply wave the card and make the payment without a PIN. This card works on the near field communication, that is NFC technology. So this is about the contactless cards. So far, we have learned about credit cards, the evolution types, charges on credit card, the charge cards, smart cards, debit cards, co-branded and contactless cards. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the world of banking. Stay tuned, stay informed, and keep banking the Bhavani JIB way. Thank you. And next up, we will be learning the next unit, that is the remittance products. Until next time, happy banking.